And we have this foolish idea that men have to process things the way women do. Because the way women, they have to talk, they have to share, they have to be heard. Their estrogen goes up, their stress level goes down. We don't. If we talk about our feelings, our estrogen goes up, our stress goes up. It doesn't resolve anything. And people, well, you didn't talk about your feelings. I don't need to. I just have to go out and play tennis, or I need to go play a video game, which, by the way, that can be too addictive. So there's some cave activities that are not that great. You can go do porn, you'll feel good right away, but then you'll crash, your testosterone goes down, and your estrogen goes up later. But you watch some news, I watch the news, that's great. Too much news, not good. I can get addicted to that. So anything that it can be a cave time activity, too much of it can become an addiction. So there has to be moderation with that. And so you're with a guy and he's doing a lot of cave activity. You don't say, hey, you shouldn't do that. You say, hey, when you get a chance, I need your help. And he says, well, what is it? Oh, when you get a chance. No, not right now. Don't be demanding about it. And then, well, what help do you want? And so, I'll let you know. Let it be a mystery. Then he'll say, okay, what is it now? I said, only take about 10 minutes. Okay, what is it? Always give men time limits. Next thing is, I just want to talk about my day and just have your full attention. You don't have to say anything, do anything. I'm going to talk about some things. And then you talk about some things because you have to talk to be seen, to be heard, for your estrogen levels to go up. I don't need to talk for my testosterone levels to go up if I'm feeling stressed. What I need to do is solve the problem. And if I can't solve the problem, then I have to strategically distract myself to not think about the problem. And that's something we men can do. Women, doesn't work for them to strategically rationalize, logically look at the problem and say, nothing I can do, or don't get upset about it. No big deal. That's life. This is great strategies, which if you go to a psychologist, oh, you're just in denial. That's terrible. No, that's man. Now, there is a time for a man to share his pain and his grief and his, guilt and all that. And that's when there's a big thing, like his wife dies, his child dies, his children won't talk to him. These are big things on an emotional level. And the Chinese say it great. A man should never cry unless his heart is broken. Mm-hmm. Such a beautiful message. Because see, recently I had a business partner. I lost about $30 million because he died and he was in debt and there was lawsuits and all this stuff. And you think, well, and that most of my money, I'll get some out of it, so I'm fine. But talking about my feelings does not make me feel any better. It's figuring out how to save the company and manage this company and take action. As long as I keep taking action, I'm fine. But if I just sat there and go, oh my God, I just lost all this stuff and feeling sorry for myself and talking about how bad it is, I'd be depressed. I'd be in anxiety. It was taking action because I was able to take over the companies and do this and handle this, and I'm able to solve the problem. And certainly I'm not going to get what I used to have, what I thought I had, but I have plenty. So it's like you solve the problem, you deal with it, you accept what is, and you solve the problem. That's a man. The female side of us needs to talk about how terrible it is. And just here's the secret. When you talk about that, it's a circle. You share some feelings about something at work, never upset feelings about the man, but just share upset feelings about work, frustration, disappointments, concerns, worries, feelings of embarrassment. Just share a little bit of what's inside, and your estrogen will go up. He'll be very attentive because anything that raises estrogen in a woman will get his attention. It's like, think about the fireman who sits around doing nothing, and then there's a fire, he comes alive. There's a problem. It's a problem. He thinks once you start talking about problems, he's going to solve them, and you just have to let him know, oh, you don't have to solve anything. I just need to talk about it, and then I feel better. And then he watches you talk about frustrations and disappointments like a circle, and then you go around to the other side of the circle, and you're saying, but it's not all bad. The truth is I love doing this, and it's not a big deal. He just did this and this and this, and actually just felt good to talk about it. You just talk to man, psychology, something he'll never even learn in a psychology class. If a woman just talks for a while, she'll feel better because it makes estrogen, lowers her stress. And then suddenly what was a big problem is not a big problem. But if she's on her male side, she's already processed it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not a big deal. Why talk about it? No point in talking about it. But all that stress is building up in her. And then she's going to want to have she becomes needy for some kind of special attention from her partner, or she'll feel partner's just not enough. Whenever your estrogen's not enough, your experience of life is not enough time, not enough love, not enough confidence in the man, not enough male energy. Whatever it is, you're just going to focus on not enough. So you explore those feelings, but then come back to your positive feelings. And this is the work you do on your own, so that when you're interacting with men, the tone of your voice is one of vulnerability. It's not like you have to do all that vulnerability with him. It's literally in the tone of your voice. It's the smile that you have. It's the gait of your body. It all shows up. If you're in touch with your female side, you are attractive to men. And when you're really in touch with your female side, it's not like there's slim pickings. There's lots of great men out there. But not everyone is the one for you. You just have a great time using men to open your heart a little bit more, and then you will attract the right guy for you.
Yeah, I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, so much here. This was such a value-packed interview. I was just thinking as you were speaking, one of the things I've learned from you among many, John, that has been incredibly helpful in my own relationship. Well, I'll mention two real quick that just kind of go along with what you're saying is if my husband's going through a problem and having a hard time, instead of me trying to jump in to solve the problem, I'll listen a little and I'll give a little bit of empathy. I'll say, that does sound challenging. And then I'll say, and I have every confidence that you, being the smart, intelligent man that you are going to figure out exactly what to do.
So
and
great.
he like puts his shoulders back and I can just tell he's like in for figuring it out, right?
Yeah. It's like, it's instead of offering help to a man, acknowledging he can do it for himself, and you trust that. Amazing.
Now, if he comes to me and asks my opinion or advice on something, then I'll give that.
That's
But
right.
I don't jump in and try to solve the problem for him or try to, manipulate what he's doing or tell him how to do it. I empower him.
And I have one of my clients. She says, "Well, what am I supposed to do? I have the answer for him. He's doing it wrong. I can tell him the right way. If he's not asking for your advice, don't give it. This is a very, very difficult thing. Now, occasionally you could, but if it's consistently over and over and over, it's just like he'll push you away and push you away. That's my dog.
Hi, dog. What's your dog's name?
Mimi.
Mimi. Hi, Mimi. One other thing I want to mention that has been incredibly powerful that I've also learned from you, John, is asking for what I want from my husband instead of complaining about what I'm not getting. And it's amazing the difference that has made.
And we'll just add another thing for those listening. I think you already know, and when you ask and he doesn't do it, you can kindly point out, oh, next time would you do this? Sometimes you forget. And I just want to remind you how good it feels when you do that. And it's not really a big deal, and walk out of the room. Just this phrase, it's not a big deal, lowers any stress in a man to actually consider and remember your request and think very highly of you. So I had such a good time talking with you. My dog comes in to get fed.
I loved it too. I think Mimi wants some attention now. I want to encourage everybody once again to give us a like or leave a comment or share this video, and also be sure to check out all of John's books and his resources on MarsVenus.com. Be sure to get his free course there and check out Lauren's course on understanding men. John gave you just a little tiny taste of some of the things that are in some of these resources today. And John, I just can't thank you enough. It's been such a delight and such a privilege to interview you again today, and also for all that you've contributed to my work, and truly grateful for you. Thank you.
Michelle, it's always a pleasure for me to talk to you. And one little ad that's not in any of my books, so I feel like I should talk about it. And that is, people keep asking me how women can increase their estrogen, all right?
Yeah.
And how men can increase their testosterone. And the number one way is for people to know, if you have belly fat, whether you're a man or woman, it's an endocrine disruptor, the most powerful one that exists. And if it's too much, you can just go, what is a healthy belly fat? What is not? And mine was not healthy, even though I'm rather I'm not a round person. I'm more of an ectomorph. But you see, as men get older, they get these little bellies, and women get these bellies. And that's fine. My wife's still attracted to me, whatever, but it will inhibit estrogen. And I wouldn't even be talking about it if I didn't have the most amazing solution, which is there's new research showing that you can actually eat more protein, not diet, but eat more protein, and you will actually lose fat and gain muscle mass. Every diet you ever go on where you eat less calories will lower your metabolism and you'll get fatter. And if you're a man, you lose muscle mass when you diet. And as I get older, I'm reading all about how many people get dementia and all that. It's all directly related to how much muscle mass that you've lost. And hormone imbalance is all related to how much extra body fat you have in your belly. So there's a process I can lead people through, and they can contact me and I'll give them this information. We don't have time for it today, but if you go to MarsVenus.com and just go to contact us. We don't have a page describing it, but just we will contact you with someone that will explain the diet, show you the procedure so that you can eat more, more meals during the day, more protein during the day. It's a special protein that you pre-digest, you incubate it. It's amazing, which breaks the protein down, releases the amino acids so that there's no toxicity in the protein. Whenever you eat normal protein, 80% of it is toxic. Your body has to eliminate. But this way, you don't have any toxicity. You get pure amino acids. You incubate it for 45 minutes. You do it 2 to 4 times a day. I did 4 times a day. In 3 weeks, I knocked off 2.5 inches off my belly, bringing it back to a healthy place where I was when I was in my 40s and 30s, something like that. So this is just an extra thing people can know. I always wanted to share good things that I read the studies on it. It's amazing. And we can help people if they want that.
So just go to MarsVenus.com and then go to the contact us page.
Yeah, there's just at the very bottom, it's a little phrase, contact us, and just write in there and we'll contact you. Give us a phone number, email, and we'll contact you. All right.
Okay, sounds good. And we'll put the link to John's site in the show notes, and you can check out these resources. And John, I want to thank you once again. I know Mimi's wanting some love and some attention there.
Food. She wants food.
Oh, she wants food. Okay, well, yeah, that's a real need too, right?
Yeah.
And we will talk to you again sometime soon. And thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.